in the NFL. We are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City.
Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Florida Atlantic man, Greg Joseph, ready to get this one started.
And we are underway from Kansas City. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
He'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. They go play fake. Mahomes.
A pass complete downfield. It's Valdez-Scantling.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. From Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Pacheco headed right. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Attack! They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
That'll be caught. It's Tony.
And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Kadarius Toney,
32 yards.
And the Chiefs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Madison.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Cousins.
Oh, his first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. Picked up by L'Jarius Sneed.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown, then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. They're up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll make the score 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd.
Here's Madison getting it again on 2nd.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. He's to the 15. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson, 66 yards. And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. A run by Pacheco on 2nd down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
The tackle made back at the 39-yard line.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. The second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. And his throw is incomplete.
That tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing, Cousins. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An
Excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
An extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 21-7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Cousins. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. 26 big yards on that one. It's another 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Play action now, Cousins. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. That is incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Mahomes going to go on 4th down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Madison is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
This goes out wide from Madison.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I know we saw the pass and the completion, and obviously the resulting loss of yardage. To me, that play broke down with the blocking on it, because if you're going to try and swing it that far outside, that blocking's got to hold up to give your guy a chance.
And the defense, they weren't fooled at all.
No, not at all. Boy, were they aggressive on that one.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Chiefs are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal. Oh, they were so close to the goal line, Charles. 4th down, they figure, well, we'll go for it. But the decision to pass winds up being a bad one with that interception.
Well, I think you said it really well. They may have just figured we're this close, we may as well go for it. Or they had a plan right from the beginning coming into the...
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And Mahomes is going to go down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety.
The goal was to score just before the break, but I'm not sure that a safety was how they expected to do it. But give the defenders credit. They saw how the series was starting out, and I think it increased their intensity. This was their chance to make a huge play before the half, and all they needed was one play to get it done.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On play action, Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 26. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 1st down, here's Cousins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins.
This is caught by Addison.
Touchdown!
Jordan Addison.
26 yards.
And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And this is back to a 5-point game.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And some room to work. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Yellow, yellow.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. That's laid out deep for Rice. And incomplete on the deep ball. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And now here's another interception. Through the middle of the field. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's the defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. His throw incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Now here's Mahomes. He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sky Moore, 39 yards. And the Chiefs take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Cousins now to throw on first down.
And he's got this to Jefferson. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are back within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea. You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in for the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Joseph to kick off for Minnesota.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Now Isaiah Pacheco going to bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag.
We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Mahomes going to throw. Flushed out. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
Here's Powell on the return.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Play fake. Cousins.
This one brought in by Jefferson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
It's a gain of 35.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
This is Alexander Madison out of the backfield with it.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 35-yard line.
On 2nd down, this is Madison. And he'll take this close to a first down at the Chiefs' 30. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Cousins to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd 2nd and goal.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Trying the power game with Ham. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Tried to punch it in with the extra beef for the fullback on 3rd and goal, but it didn't work.
And you think to yourself, more size, more physicality, you're going to wedge and create a hole. Sometimes that extra size actually...
They will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Vikings have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Joseph on for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Vikings 32, Chiefs 28. Greg Joseph to kick off for Minnesota.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And things have changed since the last time they had it. The safety led to the touchdown, so now they find themselves behind as they begin with a 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Hey, 57, 57. Let's get it. Let's go.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
32, Chiefs 28.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the 2nd half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Mahomes now to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick six.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He might score. He will score. Touchdown, Chiefs. And that big fourth-quarter return, Charles, makes this a one-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, they just had a big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for two? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
So now a big spot here as the Chiefs will indeed go for two. That's caught. Now he will get into the end zone as a two-point conversion is successful, and the lead is down to a field goal here in the fourth. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 5.
Another carry now for Madison. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
40 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Here's a give to Madison running right. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Cousins. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides.
And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Cousins. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. We're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he will have a Viking 1st down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
Going to run with Madison again. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Now a give to Madison. 20. Down to the 10.
And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Greg Joseph to kick off for Minnesota.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw it.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked by Cameron Bynum. Racing to the end zone.
And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set up.